Hey, what's up guys, this is DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm going to be doing a debut deck profile. Today I'm going to be showing off my Mekk-Knights. Now this is a deck that I just put together, and I was really excited about this deck coming in the mail. I actually ordered all the cards, and I'm really excited to put this deck together, and it's a lot of fun. Like, this deck is actually a lot of fun. It has to do a lot with your opponent reacting by having two or more cards in the same column, and then you get special summon a Mekk-Knight. But we'll get into that in just a minute. Before we get into it, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me what you think down in the description below, or down in the comments below about this deck. I really appreciate any comments you got, and let's see what I'm playing. And don't forget to check out my Patreon in the description. So here we go. Now, first off, I want to point out something. These cards actually make a rainbow. Spectrum Supreme is made up of all their different individual pieces to make Spectrum Supreme, which I think is absolutely awesome. So let's get straight on into this. So I just wanted to point that out, but they do actually make a complete rainbow. So first off, we're playing 3 copies of Mekk-Knight Blue Sky. Now Blue Sky, all of the Mekk-Knights, so I can go ahead and get this out of the way and state this. All the Mekk-Knights have this special ability that if 2 or more cards are in the same column, you can special summon this card from your hand in that column. You can only special summon Mekk-Knight Blue Sky once per turn. So you can only special summon one of each Mekk-Knight per turn. They all have that effect, so we just want to go ahead and get that out of the way. Then they all have an individual effect of, they all have individual effects depending on which one you get. So Blue Sky is kind of the searcher of the deck, and so is Purple Nightfall. But Blue Sky is honestly the better of the 2 searchers in my opinion. That if this card is normal or special summon from your hand, you can add Mekk-Knight monsters with different names except Mekk-Knight Blue Sky from your deck to the hand equal to the number of your opponent's cards in this card's column. So if they have a monster in the extra monster zone, way up here, then they have a monster in the main monster zone, then they have spell or trap, so they have a line of 3. You can add 3 Mekk-Knights from your deck to your hand, which is nuts. Really nuts. Then we play 3 copies of Mekk-Knight Purple Nightfall. Purple Nightfall is really good. His effect is that you can target a Mekk-Knight monster you control, and then you can banish it until the next standby phase of your turn. And then if you do, you get to add 1 Mekk-Knight monster from your deck to the hand. So he kind of searches another Mekk-Knight monster. So he usually the one that you're going to grab is the Blue Sky, and I believe he can actually target himself and banish himself to get that search, but you don't want to leave yourself wide open. The next card that we play is Mekk-Knight Indigo Eclipse. Indigo Eclipse is one of my favorites, and I just have to say that these guys really look like nobodies from Kingdom Hearts. Like, they really look like nobodies from Kingdom Hearts. I don't know why they remind me of that, but they just do. Indigo Eclipse's effect is that you can only special summon him once per turn, but he has a quick effect of once per turn you can target a Mekk-Knight monster you control and move that target to another one of your monster zones, which is really nice because you can move any of your Mekk-Knights and then special summon another one that has a different name into that position where it was. So Mekk-Knight Indigo Eclipse is one that you really want to open with because he can help you out a lot. Like, and I mean a lot. So then I actually play 2 copies of Red Moon. Mekk-Knight Red Moon's effect is that if he is once per turn, you can banish a Mekk-Knight monster from your graveyard, then target 1 face-up monster in this card's column and destroy it. So if you have Indigo Eclipse and Red Moon, you can just go around popping cards. Like, you can just pop 1 here, and the next turn pop 1 over here, and you can pop the key cards that your opponent needs, and get in some really good damage. So Red Moon is, I think, a good 2 of. You could probably bump him down to 1, but I find that if you start bumping down your Mekk-Knights, you start not drawing them as much, and so you run into some problems. So the ratio that I have of Mekk-Knights seems to work fairly well. So then I play 1 copy of Mekk-Knight Yellow Star. It's pretty much like Red Moon, except for he pops spell or traps, or she pops spell or traps. Which is really good. You banish a Mekk-Knight and then target a spell or trap card in this card's column and you destroy it. So, no big deal. Just same thing as Red Moon. Like I said, not many people play that many face down cards, so as much as they used to. So that's why we're playing 1 copy of Yellow Star. You can honestly bump Yellow Star up to 2. I've been playing back and forth with it with a 1 and back and forth with a 2. if you play it at 2, it's got a 2800 booty, so it's got some defense on it. Then I play 1 copy of Green Horizon. These next 2 are not quite as good as the other Mekk-Knights, but I like to play them just in case I can get that field spell effect off, which is very rare, but you can. When this card declares an attack involving this card and an opponent's monster in this card's column, you can target a Mekk-Knight in your graveyard and add it to your hand. And then Orange Sunset. I just play the 1 Orange Sunset. It helps, but it's probably the first one that I would cut if I was going to cut any of them. It's got 3000 defense, which is pretty big. And if your opponent's card in this card's column is destroyed by battle or leaves the field, you can special summon 1 Mekk-Knight monster from your hand, which is nice. It just ignores the summoning condition. You just get to special summon it, which is nice. Then I play 1 copy of Grinder Golem. You need the 1 Grinder Golem. I wish that we had more, but Grinder Golem at 1 is still very, very important to your opponent because you can just give it to your opponent and then summon the Magician Link monster and then bounce it back to your hand, give yourself 2 tokens, and you can make some really degenerate plays with this. Now, this is my own personal text, and I'm going to lay them face down, guys, so you guys can guess. I haven't done this in a while. But tell me down in the description, or tell me down in the comments below what you think it is, and I'm going to reveal it in 3, 2, 1. So, my personal preference in this deck is playing 3 copies of Fairy Tale Snow, or Fairy Tale Luna. You need to play Fairy Tale Luna in this deck because it can assist you with a lot of just normal summoning it out. You don't normal summon this deck at all, so honestly, I think she's probably the best normal summon. I even play her in my Dark Lords, like, she's that good. I mean, she lets you target a monster your opponent controls, and then either they have to send another copy of it from their deck to the grave, or they have to put it back in their hand. Or from their extra deck to the extra deck. So it's like Grand Mole, but better. If you guys were playing back then. So, this card's awesome. Then I play the Kaiju package, which is a Star-Destroying Kaiju, a Sticky Strings Kaiju, and a Sea Turtle Kaiju. I feel like you could play the Invoked Engine, and I like the Invoked Engine in this deck, but I really like this engine a lot, where you just play the 3 Lunas and the 3 Sea Turtle or the Kaijus. It really helps out because you can put the Kaijus in the zones that you want them in, and then set a card under the Kaiju, and then make the Mekk-Knight that you want, and I really like this way to play the deck. If you want to play the Invoked deck, it's not bad, but I really don't have an Invoked Engine, that's why I'm playing this version. But I still like this version. This is the more budget version, and I just like that. So let's get into the spells, and I'll show you what I'm playing in the spells. So, we play 1 copy of Interrupted Kaiju Slumber because it's a Kaiju engine, so we need the Kaiju Slumber with it. 1 copy of Monster Reborn, because Monster Reborn is now limited. 1 Raigeki, just in case, like, after we make all our stuff, this card combos with Sunset very well. If you destroy your opponent's back row, and then activate Raigeki, or not for the Raigeki, destroy a card in their column that Orange Sunset was in, then you get to special summon another one, and you can OTK your opponent like crazy with these. A Dark Hole, because you might want to board wipe your opponent, because if they've already got set cards and you can set cards on your field, that counts as 2 cards in the column, and then you special summon what you need and OTK your opponent. 2 copies of Trade In, because you play 7 targets for it, with a Gamma Seal, the 3 Purple Nightfalls, and the Indigo Eclipses. They are all level 8s. I play 3 copies of World Legacy Scars. World Legacy Scars basically is the field spell, and it makes all your Mekk-Knights gain 300 attack. That's kind of minuscule compared to what the other effects are. You can discard a Mekk-Knight monster or another World Legacy card and draw an additional card, which kind of helps you out with some bricky hands. This deck doesn't brick all that much, but it can if your opponent doesn't do enough stuff. And then you can banish a Mekk-Knight. You can banish 8 Mekk-Knight monsters with different names from your graveyard and or face up from your field. Send your opponent's entire hand and extra deck to the graveyard, which is nuts. It just instantly nerfs your opponent's extra deck, which is crazy. Crazy. But you have to get all 7 Mekk-Knight names in the field or grave, and you have to summon Spectrum Supreme to do that. So, it can happen. It can happen. Then we play 3 copies of World Legacy Key. World Legacy key is when this card is activated, you can target one of your banished Mekk-Knight monsters or World Legacy monsters and add it to your hand, or World Legacy cards and add it to your hand. And then you negate your opponent to all trap effects that are in a column as a Mekk-Knight monster. Then this is another tech card that I play. I play 3 copies of Future Glow because this stacks and it's nuts. You banish a psychic monster, which they're all psychic monsters, and then note its level, which is like purple. Let's use purple Nightfall or no, use blue sky for instance. Blue sky is the lowest one you're going to get. You banish blue sky, and then it gains attack equal times 200 times the level. So they all gain 1,000 attack, and this stacks. So if you banish purple Nightfall and it gains 1,600, and you go, say, for instance, Indigo Eclipse is 24, he goes to 4,000 upon special summon. That's an easy OTK. So that's why I play Future Glow at 3. You need Future Glow in this deck. I don't understand why even people that are playing Invoked in this deck are not playing Future Glow, because Future Glow can kill your opponent in 1 turn. It's nuts to play this. I mean, I know it can get MST'd, but it's still too good not to play. But anyways, guys, that's it for the spells. Let's get into the traps. We only play 4 traps in the whole deck, which is 3 copies of World Legacy Secrets and 1 copy of World Legacy Whispers. World Legacy Secrets is when this card is activated, you can target 1 level 5 or higher monster in your graveyard, and you get to special summon it. And if this leaves the field, you destroy that monster. And then it negates any opponent's monster effects that's in the same column as a Mekk-Knight. World Legacy Whispers makes him gain 1,000 attack, makes a level 5 or higher monster gain 1,000 attack, and negate the effect of all spell cards in the same zone. You really only need 1 because it's not as good as the other 2 in my opinion. Like, I might drop a key for another one of these. I might, just to get the Mekk-Knights even bigger. But other than that, that's it for the main deck, and we will jump straight into the extra deck. Really, really a fun deck. So first off, we're going to play 2 copies of Spectrum Supreme. Spectrum Supreme is a Link 3 that requires 2 Mekk-Knight monsters, at least 2 Mekk-Knight monsters, and it can attack directly if it's the only card in its column. And also, if this card, it can't be destroyed by battle or by card effects. If it's the only card in the column. If it doesn't point to, let's see, if this card in the extra monsters zone points to no monsters, it can't be destroyed by card effects. Also, your opponent cannot target it with card effects. And you can send 1 other card you control to the graveyard to special summon a Mekk-Knight monster from your deck in defense position, which is really, really great. It's a really good card, but you only need 2 of it. You're never going to go into a third one. I usually go into 1 at least every game when I have been playtesting with this, and it really is good. I mean, sometimes you don't even need to go into it with Future Glow. Like, you don't even need to touch the extra deck with Future Glow. Then I play a Borreload because you can make it pretty easily in the deck. Cyujin, because it's Cyujin. Topologic Bomber Dragon, because you can make it in this deck, and I just wanted to throw a bunch of Link monsters in here. Firewall Dragon, because it's a Link monster, and it's one of the best, arguably. It's the first one that's ever been limited, so you might as well play it at 1. Trigate Wizard, kind of self-explanatory with Trigate Wizard. If you can co-link him, he gets some nutsy effects where he can negate stuff and banish stuff. And it's not hard to co-link him in this deck. Deco Talker, because it's generic as hell. This is the Magician card that I was talking about with Grinder Golem. When we get Security Dragon plus this, it's going to be nuts. I'm glad they preemptively hit Grinder Golem on some points, but when I'm playing this deck, it makes me sad. Proxy Dragon, because you can make it in the deck. Usually you're going to make the Magician mostly. Underclock Talker, because it helps you co-link with your Trigate Wizard. If you make your Trigate Wizard down below, you can link it with this, and then co-link it with a Proxy Dragon pretty easily. Then for the XYZ monsters, I'm playing a 38, Hope Harboring Titanic Galaxy, because we play so many level 8s, Divine Dragon Felgrand, then because we play 3 level 7s, I believe, or 4 with the Kaiju. I'm playing 1 copy of Flare Metal, because Flare Metal is my favorite XYZ, and a Galaxy Tomahawk, just to help out with the crazy Link plays. But that's it, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this deck profile. I really enjoyed taking it. It's a lot of fun. It's a really, really fun deck. I highly encourage you guys to pick this up. Or wait until the Megatins, and they will probably release it out with the Megatins pretty pretty standard they do that. But anyways, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think of this deck profile down in the description below. I really enjoyed taking this deck profile. I've been excited. This was really the only deck, maybe 10 dangles. I kind of want to build some dangles too. But out of Extreme Force that I was really excited for, because I just love how they make a rainbow. I don't know why, I just like that. But anyways, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check out my Patreon down in the description below, and I will see you guys in the next video. See you guys around, guys.